Now we are going to talk about the one of the executive part of the India, that is a president. And president is basically one of the very important part of the executive part of our government. And now let's talk about in detail about the president. Okay, who is president? President is basically he is the head of the state, and you must not get confused about the head of the government. Okay, here, as I said, there are two there are two heads. One is the head of the state, another one is the head of the government. So head of the state is the president, and head of the government is the prime minister. Okay, don't get confused about that. So president, always remember, he's the head of the state. And which head he is he the real head or the nominal head? President is always the nominal head. And now, under which article does the provisions of the president has been inscribed in our constitution? It is in the article 52 to 78. 52 to 78, always remember, president, 52 to 78. The provisions for the president are inscribed in it. And now let's talk about what the qualification for to be the president. Any person to qualify as a president, what are the qualification? One of the citizen of the India. Second, he has to be above the 35 years of age. Third is that 50 members 50 members has to recommend his name. And fourth is he has to be qualified as the member of the Lok Sabha. And fifth is he should not hold any office of profit, which means he should not be holding any profession of a business, right? So these are basically the five qualifications that is a prerequisite for the president, to any person to elect any person to qualify as a president. Now, these are just the criterias, all right? And now let's talk about the electoral college. There are two electoral college. One is electing electoral college and impeachment electoral college. Okay, so who is going to elect? Who are the people? So there are basically two in the there are two category. One is elected and nominated. Okay, so election of the president, always remember, election of the president is elected by the MPs of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, elected member of state legislature, which is MLA, and also the state legislature and state legislature of MLAs, elected, not nominated. Okay, so for the election of the president, only elected members of the parliament and elected member of state legislature and the UTs are eligible to elect the president. But in case of the impeachment, elected and nominated member of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha can impeach the president, and not the MLAs. Okay, not even the elected, not even nominated. Well, but you must understand here that this electoral college, who is like elected and nominated member of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, is going to basically, an MLA is basically going to elect these are the electoral college for the election of the vice president. Okay, impeachment electoral college is going to elect the vice president. So electoral college, impeachment electoral college is equal to the election electoral college of the vice president. Okay, now what are the grounds of impeachments? There is just one ground, that is on the violation of the constitution. Then only the president can be impeached. Well, now what is the procedure of the election of the president? Procedure is that it is a single transferable vote and proportional representation and secret ballot. Okay, what is STV? Single transferable vote. Single transferable vote means that, for an example, let's say there is a rank. Okay, single transferable vote has a rank, a certain type of a rank. Let's say candidate A, candidate B, and candidate C has there are three candidates. All right, so A has a certain quota, certain number of votes. Okay, so certain number of votes, and the person who is going to for a person, let's say for example, if any person is going to cast a vote for the president, in that case he is given a paper. In that paper there is a three let's say there are three candidates, then there are rank. Okay, who is the first preference? Let's say first preference is A candidate, and second preference is B candidate, and third preference is C candidate. So in that case, in case the quota for the A is full, then the second preference is going to be filled, that is B. Okay, so this is how the single transferable vote works. And proportional representation means it has an equal representation. Secret ballot means this casting of vote is secret. Secrecy is always maintained. Okay, this is not transparent. Now, what are the disputes? If there are any disputes relating to the president, then the Supreme Court comes into the play, and not the Election Commission of India, for the dispute settlement. Okay, and oath, for the oath ceremony, Chief Justice of India swears the president. And immunities, what are the immunities that are enjoyed by the president? One is a civil and one is a criminal. In the civil cases, president gets, in the official capacity, he gets 100% immunity, and in the personal capacity, he has to, there can be, the charges can be made against the there can be the charges made against the president for the civil case in the personal capacity, but 2 months notice has to be given. And in the criminal cases, in official and the personal capacity, both the 100% immunity is enjoyed by the president. Of course, the president is the first citizen of the India, so that's why he enjoys such immunities. Now, when can be the vacancy of a president can be made? The vacancy can be made on a following cases, like if the death of the president, resignation of the president, removed, if the president is removed, or if president has fallen ill, or he has become, he is on a bed, he is on a bed treatment, in such a cases. And last is the expiry of the tenure. If there is expiry of the tenure, the election commission has to conduct the election within the 6 months. Okay, so in case of death, or in case of resign, or in case it is removed, in case of ill, then in that case, instead of the office of the vice president is taken in charge by the vice president. Office of the president is taken in charge by the vice president, till the president comes back and continues the office. And till that time, vice president enjoys all the immunities, all the allowances and everything. And even if there is no vice president, if there are certain uncertainties, if there are any uncertain situation, if there is no vice president, then in that case, Chief Justice of India is going to be in charge of the president, right? So this is about the vacancy. Now, powers, this is a very important part. I'll discuss this in a very quick manner. Okay, just remember this. There are basically how many? Legislative, executive, judiciary, financial, diplomatic, and the military power are enjoyed by the president. Legislative, summon and prorogue the parliament is president can summon or prorogue the parliament. All right, and he can address the first session of the parliament, and he can appoint any member to preside over the Lok Sabha. And if a bill is, if any bill is when the bill is brought before the president for his consideration, he has a following options. He can give assent to the bill, or he can withhold the bill, or he can return the bill for the reconsideration. And when a bill is brought before the president by the legislative assembly, the bill of the state legislative assembly, in such case he can give assent, he can withhold, or he can return for the reconsideration, right? Now, execution. So execution means he have to execute any executive capacity. What are the executive powers of the president? So all actions of the government is taken in the name of the president. Second, he appoints the prime minister, he appoints the council of minister, he appoints the comptroller and general of India, he appoints the chairman of UPSC, he appoints the auditor general of India, he appoints the chief election commissioner, he elects the governor, he elects the chairman of the finance commission, right? And next, he appoints the commission for the, if it is felt necessary, then in that case, he appoints the commission for the ST, SC, or OBC. Now, he also directly administers the union territories, okay, through the administrator who is being appointed by him. Now, judicial. Chief Justice of India and the other judges are appointed by the president. He can seek advice from the Supreme Court on the matter pertaining to the law, and he can also grant the various pardoning power. Those are pardon. Pardon is basically when a president absolves both the sentence and the conviction or the punishment of a person. Second, reprieve. Reprieve is basically when he puts stay on the execution of a person. Okay, like for example, if a person is declared to be hanged, in that case, president can use pardoning power of reprieve. Right now, next is respite. Respite is basically to award a lesser sentence. Remission means basically to reduce the period of the sentence, and commute means to substitute one form of punishment for the lighter one by the lighter one. Okay. Now, financial power. Money bill can be presented before laid before the parliament by the prior recommendation of the president. Annual financial statement, so unit budget, is to be presented before the parliament. He can remove the okay, recommendation of the president for the recommendation of the president is required for the demand for grant. Okay, next, he can make advances from the contingency fund of India, and for the finance commission, he can constitute the finance commission for the period of 5 years, and he has to recreate the finance commission in the next in the expiry of the tenure. Now, there are diplomatic powers also enjoyed by the president. What are those? Those are international treaties, and the agreements are negotiated on behalf of the president. And also, he can represent India. He represents India on the international forums, and he can send and receives the diplomats. There are three basic powers which is enjoyed by the president, diplomatic powers. Well, now last one is the military power. See, military power is basically supreme commander. President is the supreme commander of the defense force of India. So I hope this is clear. This is about the president, and this is what we have discussed about the president. So thank you. I hope it's clear, and all the best for the prelims.